Behind the scenes. How Parenthood changed Soo Kai's acting forever. Full story. K-drama Haven family. There are moments that change an actor's career. A breakout role. A blockbuster hit. A red carpet triumph. But for Soo Kai, the moment that transformed him as an artist didn't happen under bright studio lights. It happened quietly. In the stillness of a hospital room. When he held his child for the very first time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. And from that day forward, his art, his presence, his entire soul would never be the same. Seedling the early days. Before fatherhood. Soo Kai's rise to fame was like a shooting star. From historical epics to modern romances. He carried every role with striking visuals, polished delivery, and undeniable charm. Fans fell in love with his princely aura in period dramas, his playful warmth in romantic comedies, and his captivating presence on red carpets. But those who studied his craft closely often noted something missing. Yes, he was talented. Yes, he was magnetic. But there was a polish, a sense that he was performing from the outside in rather than from the inside out. His heartbreak on screen was convincing, but not shattering. His tears were beautiful, but they lacked weight. His love stories felt sweeping, but they didn't cut deep into the soul. He was a star, but not yet an artist. Baby, a new role. Fatherhood. Everything changed the moment Soo Kai became a father. Those close to him described that first week as transformative. He would spend hours by the crib, watching his baby breathe, marveling at tiny fingers and fragile eyelashes. One close friend said, Soo Kai used to talk about scripts, roles, fashion. But after becoming a dad, he only talked about his baby. He was obsessed in the most beautiful way. The man who once carried himself like a prince on red carpets was now learning lullabies. The actor who once spent nights memorizing lines was now pacing his living room at 3 a.m., rocking his child back to sleep. And without knowing it, this new role, fatherhood, was preparing him for his greatest artistic evolution yet. Movie camera. The return to the set. When Soo Kai stepped back onto a set for the first time since becoming a father, the change was immediate. Crew members whispered about it. Directors noticed it. His co-stars felt it. One assistant director described it perfectly. Before fatherhood, Soo Kai played emotions. After fatherhood, he lived them. You could see it in his eyes, a depth that hadn't been there before. When the script called for him to portray a man willing to fight for his loved ones, Soo Kai's delivery carried a fire that startled even his co-stars. It wasn't just acting anymore. It was instinct, because now, he understood what it meant to want to protect someone with your life. Broken Heart. The scene that broke everyone. There was one scene that forever marked the new Soo Kai. In a drama filmed just months after his child's birth, Soo Kai's character breaks down in solitude, terrified of losing his family. What audiences didn't know was that Soo Kai didn't need to pretend. He later confessed in a quiet interview. In that moment, I wasn't thinking about the character. I was thinking, what if one day I failed my own child? What if I wasn't enough as a father? That fear, it destroyed me. And the tears just came. The cameras captured it. The crew went silent. The director whispered, "Don't cut. Keep rolling." When the episode aired, fans flooded social media. I've never seen Soo Kai act like this before. Those weren't acting tears. That was real. You can feel his heart breaking through the screen. That was the moment Soo Kai's artistry changed forever. Dove balancing two worlds. Behind the glamour, Soo Kai faced a new challenge. Balancing his career with fatherhood. There were nights when he wrapped filming past midnight, only to rush home to see his child before dawn. There were days when he filmed emotional breakdowns on set, and then smiled softly while feeding his baby between takes. This duality reshaped him. He no longer saw characters as distant creations. He saw them as reflections of life itself. A husband, father, protector, dreamer. Every role now carried echoes of his own reality. Revolving Hearts Tan Seong Yun, the silent inspiration. But let's not forget, Soo Kai's transformation wasn't only because of his child. It was also because of Tan Seong Yun. Her support, patience, and love created the space for Soo Kai to grow. She became his anchor, his confidant, and his partner not just in love, but in parenthood. On set, Soo Kai began to channel not only his love for his child, but also his admiration for Tan Seong Yun. When scripts called for him to play a man in awe of the woman beside him, all he had to do was think of her. Fans noticed it too. His love scenes carried a tenderness, a reverence, that felt almost too real. 'Cause it was real. Clapperboard the child on screen. Perhaps the most beautiful proof of Soo Kai's transformation came during a filming day when his drama required him to hold a child. The baby actor was fussy, crying loudly under the studio lights. But when Soo Kai picked the child up, something magical happened. The baby calmed instantly. The crew gasped. The director whispered to the camera team, "Keep rolling. That's the shot." What audiences saw on screen wasn't Soo Kai acting. It was Soo Kai the father. Natural. Gentle. Overflowing with love. Globe showing Europe Africa global praise. Soon critics around the world began to notice. Publications that once praised Soo Kai for his looks were now praising his depth. Headlines read, "Soo Kai, from star to artist. The father who redefined romance on screen." Soo Kai's performances feel different now. Here's why. Fans, too, spoke of watching his dramas differently. Many said his performances reminded them of their own fathers, their own families, their own quiet moments of love. His acting wasn't entertainment anymore. It was healing. Trophy the legacy. And so, Soo Kai's greatest transformation wasn't in the roles he played. It was in the way fatherhood reshaped his artistry. He no longer acts love. He lives it. He no longer acts fear. He feels it. He no longer acts heartbreak. He embodies it. Every glance, every tear, every embrace carries the truth of a man who has known the deepest love of all, the love of a father. And that's why Soo Kai today isn't just a star. He's an artist, father, a legacy in the making. Before Motherhood, the Tan Seong Yun the world knew. Before Parenthood, Tan Seong Yun was already beloved. She was the girl with the eternal youthful glow, a smile that could light up even the darkest storyline, a warmth that carried through every role. Whether playing the loyal best friend, the resilient heroine, or the woman caught between love and fate, Tan Seong Yun had a gift. She could make audiences feel like they knew her. But as much as fans adored her, directors often cast her in similar roles. Sweet, kind, optimistic. She was brilliant but typecast, cherished but underestimated. Behind that radiant smile was a woman capable of so much more. And fate was about to give her the role of a lifetime, not on screen but in life. Baby, the moment everything changed. The day Tan Seong Yun became a mother, everything shifted. Friends described it as the moment her aura deepened. Her laughter became softer. Her eyes, somehow brighter, yet filled with a weight of wisdom. Soo Kai himself once revealed in an interview, "When I saw her holding our child, I realized she wasn't just my partner anymore. She was the center of our world. A mother. A light." Motherhood didn't just give Tan Seong Yun new responsibilities. It gave her new layers. Layers of strength. Layers of vulnerability. Layers of unconditional love. And those layers began pouring into her artistry. A new era of Seong Yun. Now every role she takes feels richer. Every smile hides layers of sacrifice. Every tear carries the truth of sleepless nights, of quiet fears, of unconditional love. And together with Soo Kai, Tan Seong Yun has become part of a love story unlike any other in Asian entertainment. Not just because they're stars. Not just because they're parents. But because they've shown the world that love and family don't dim stardom. They illuminate it. Trophy the legacy they're building together. Soo Kai may have found his artistic depth through fatherhood. But Tan Seong Yun found her artistic voice through motherhood. And together they've built something bigger than careers, bigger than fame. They've built a story that fans, critics, and even fellow actors look at with awe. A story that proves the greatest role of all is the role of family. Microphone closing voiceover for YouTube. K-drama Haven Family. Tan Seong Yun has always been a star. But motherhood made her a legend. Because when she became a mother, she didn't just transform her life. She transformed her art. And with Soo Kai by her side, their story reminds us of something timeless. That love, when nurtured, doesn't just create families. Creates legacies. And this is only the beginning of theirs.